Okay, good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's CDBG office hours. I'm Mike Phillips, Federal Program Specialist. Also at the webinar, we have Mimi Early, our CDBG Section Chief. And then we have other Federal Program Specialists, Felicity Gosser, Crystal White, and Tanner Wolverton. And from our ICF team, we have Ann Schmidt and Lauren Polk. If you are unfamiliar with Zoom, here's how you can ask a question to our team. In your user dashboard, you can click the Q&A chat icon, and you can use that to ask questions. You can ask questions anonymously, but we do ask that you leave your name, organization, or the region you're associated with. This just better helps us track follow-up and keep questions grouped together. We read questions out loud throughout the presentation and provide answers if possible. And all questions will be saved and recorded as part of the public record. And just as a reminder that due to the holidays, our next office hours, which would be scheduled on December 27th, is going to be canceled. And with that, we'll bring the end to our 2023 office hours webinar series. So the links that you're using today to join office hours are all going to expire, and you will need to re-register for office hours for the 2024 series. And we have that link here ready for registration, and I can go ahead and link that in chat later. But please make sure you register if you would like to continue attending office hours.
All right, hey everyone.
Good to the CBG program updates. I think I'm passing it off to Tanner.
Thanks, Nick. I'll let you introduce me next time. As an update, we have 42 recommended for award under the 2022 CDBG NOFA. 1 is routing, and 41 are approved. And for the 2023 CDBG NOFA, we dropped the NOFA on September 29th, and the application opened October 30th, and it closes December 29th.
Thank you, Tanner. So I do have an update for everybody on our 2024 NOFA. We have some rather late-breaking news to share with all of you. HCD has announced internally that it's going to be transitioning to a new department-wide grants management system in mid-2024, which is going to be HCD-wide. It's called the Consolidated Housing Accountability Application Procurement Project, or CHAP. And the new system is going to replace all of our currently and historically used grant systems, including eCivis, and it will become the central portal for all HCD staff, applicants, and the public. Because the CDBG team and our grantees have successfully used and rolled out the eCivis, and we did that well, and because of the diversity in program and project types funded under CDBG, the CDBG program has been slated to be among the first to accept applications in the new system. To fully build out and utilize the new system for all application types, the CDBG team must begin with issuing a NOFA and then accepting applications through that new CHAPS system. And due to project timing, this is going to delay launching our 2024 NOFA until the coming summer or fall. So I know that's news. However, we are committed to getting the $19 million balance of 2023 funds out to you in January via the eCivis system. We're going to be sending out a survey by the end of this week, hopefully later today or sometime tomorrow, to get your feedback on our proposed approach to the 2023, the January 2024 NOFA, which will be for the balance of the 2023 funds. So please stay tuned for that. And we look forward to getting your feedback on what we're proposing. Also wanted to give a reminder to folks that we do have an opportunity available still for CDBG CV unclaimed funds. They're now available for existing CDBG CV grantees that have construction projects which experienced unanticipated cost increases. We sent out a memo on November 15th with details about how to qualify, what our priorities were, and instructions for making an additional funding request. And if you have questions or think this is something that you are interested in applying for, contact your CDBG CV grant administrator, and you can submit the request as an amendment. And all the instructions are in the memo that is, you got it in an email, and it's also in the various CDBG CV solicitations and in the files tab. I'll now pass it over to Mike for our recap of last week's Q&A.
Thank you, Felicity. So let's get into our Q&A recap. Let's see, this first question was on the required financial report form. And the question was, when we'll start requiring the financial form, a tentative date? And the answer to this was, we are intending for everyone to begin using the form within the next 45 days. See, the next question was on the financial report cover sheet template. The question was, one more follow-up on the financial report. Are you going to send those out to everyone with an open contract pre-filled like you did for CV, or should we just use the template online and proceed? And the answer to this was, please use the template found online and fill it in prior to submission. This next question was on CV construction funding. The question was, on the CV construction funding, is the expenditure deadline remaining 5/2024? The answer to this was, the new deadline for all grantees that applied for a time extension amendment with construction projects is 10/31/2024. If your question is whether grantees will receive a new deadline with the application for the augmented funding, the answer is no. This next question was on business incubators eligibility. The question was, are business incubators for LMA jurisdictions still an eligible activity, or could a microenterprise assistance program be structured to support a business incubator through the LMCMC national objective? And the answer to this was, both will remain eligible under the 2024 application. There will not be a limit on how a business incubator can apply. It can qualify under either LMA or LMCMC. You would just need to make sure that your matrix code and national objective align. We can offer specific TA to you, so please reach out to your HCD representative. This next question was on the 50% rule. And the question was, regarding that pesky 50% rule, if a jurisdiction has an existing microenterprise grant program that is not 50% spent by the time of the next NOFA application, it will still be considered for funding, since the 50% rule doesn't apply except for P/TA applications. Yes. And the answer was yes, you are correct, because microenterprises are funded as part of an economic development program, and those are being applied for over-the-counter OTC. In our current guidelines, the 50% rule only applies to competitive programs, not to OTC programs. HCD is looking to change that in the future to encourage timely expenditures. This next question was on the 2024 NOFA drop date. The question was, are we still looking at a January 2024 drop for the 2024 NOFA? And the answer to this was, we anticipate a January 2024 NOFA for the $19 million balance of 2023 funds. And due to the adoption of a new grants management system, we anticipate making a 2024 NOFA available in summer or fall of 2024. More details coming later this week via SurveyMonkey survey. This next question was on the 2024 NOFA application. The question was, following up on the drop of the NOFA, if it drops in January, will there be a 60-day window? And the answer to this was, there will be a 30-day review period, and then the application window will be for 60 days. See, this next question was on the 2024 NOFA application as well. The question was, but the NOFA will just be the NOFA, correct? There won't be access to the application to fill out in advance. And the answer was, that's correct. There would be a 30-day review period, and we anticipate releasing the application questions at that time. The NOFA comes out, so grantees can start reviewing the questions and getting their answers prepared outside of the system. The application would then be released 30 days following the publication of the NOFA. So the next question was on the NOFA application as well. The question was, that is a concern we have if it is 30 days for the NOFA review, and we have to go out to our individual colonias Will the NOFA being issued change anything we will go out to our communities for? We generally go out and let them know what is available to be applied for. I think we were told to use the 2022 limits. We just want to make sure that NOFA won't change that as we will be going out to our colonias this month. And the answer to this was you can go out to conduct community engagement and meet the requirements of your citizen participation plan at any time in anticipation of the upcoming NOFAs, regardless of when the NOFA opens or when the application window begins. The community engagement process and the public hearings that you hold to get community feedback on what you can apply for would still be valid. We will very likely be using the limits reviewed in our most recent listening session. The limits are not the same as the 2022 limits. The best way to go out to the community is to use them as anticipated award amounts. That way you can get feedback without having all of that set in stone. The set aside for colonias will be required under federal law. We do not know our 2024 allocation from HUD yet, but we anticipate that it will be level with recent years. This next question was on the NOFA application as well. The question was, are those limits from the listening session posted online? And the answer was the limits from the listening session are not yet posted. You may review the session recording on our YouTube channel. This next question was also on the NOFA application. The question was regarding the amount of 2024 colonias application that can be applied. I believe only 2 applications are permitted for the general. Will the colonias be the same? And the answer was that was a good question that we will have to get back to you. We did not discuss that during the listening session, so it is not on the slides. So the next question was on the public notice for citizen participation. The question was, is there a template for the public notice for citizen participation? And the answer to this was yes, it's available on our Grants Management Manual tab on HCD's website, Appendix 401. There is both an English and a Spanish version available. HCD requires 2 public hearings throughout the award, 1 prior to application, which is the template on the front page. And HCD requires a 2nd public hearing prior to closeout of the award, which is on the 2nd page. And let's see, this last question was on TA groups. The question was, is there any way HCD can create a housing rehabilitation program TA group and or contact list for those running such programs to create intentional pathways for peer consulting across jurisdictions on this topic? And the answer to this was creating a community of practice groups is something we talked about before, and we have a goal of having in place. We need to talk about that more internally on how we would facilitate that, given we have limited capacity right now. We do have the desire to do that in the future, and we'll get back to grantees with more information. Okay, let's get into our live Q&A. And let's see. So the first question is just to confirm, that means eCivis will not be part of the 2024 NOFA application and reporting.
The answer to that question is that is correct. When we are going to be fully transitioning, and it's going to be a gradual process, but fully transitioning into the new grants management system. It's called the CHAP system. And so when we prepare the 2024 NOFA, there are going to be 2 NOFAs in 2024, just to clarify. We anticipate releasing a NOFA in January for the balance of 2023 funds, which is $19 million. We're going to be sending out a survey about our approach to that, releasing that balance in a NOFA. And then we will be making the rest of the funding available later in the year in alignment with the development of our new and sort of the piloting of the new CHAP system. So going forward from that second part of 2024, and forward, everything will be managed within this new comprehensive system.
Great. Thank you, Felicity. Let's see, just a comment from Paul that it's really frustrating. Folks spend quite a bit of time planning for these monies, and this is the second time in 4 months that we have completely pulled the rug on them.
I understand, Paul, and we understand that this delays potentially has the potential to delay some needed funding several months, and it's not our first. It's something that we need to do to make sure that our systems are improved, and we recognize that this can be frustrating and challenging for you at the local level.
Yes.
However, we do believe that this will have overarching benefits for everybody. In the survey we're going to send out hopefully really soon, in the next couple days, we'll have some more details for you. And we do look forward to hearing your feedback.
Thank you, Felicity. Let's see, next question is from William. Good morning. So to confirm, the next NOFA will not be this January. It will be postponed to summer or fall.
So I am going to go back to the slide that I provided earlier, because I know it was a bunch of new news and probably took a moment to digest everything. So I'm going to go back to the slide, and I'm going to say what's on there again so that everybody's on the same page, and then there will be more details coming out in the survey. So we are transitioning to the new CHAP system, which is anticipated for launch in mid-2024. And this new system is going to replace all of our currently used grant systems. And we have been identified as a program that will be among the first to accept applications in the new system. And to do that, we need to issue our NOFA through that system so that we can make sure that it works for our programs. So this is going to delay the launch of our 2024 NOFA for our 2024 funds. However, there is $19 million available in 2023 funds, and we do anticipate getting that out in January via eCivis. We are going to put we have a proposed approach to this, and we're going to put that into a survey, which is coming out in the next day or so.
Thank you, Felicity. Let's see, our next question is from Anonymous. Will there be a notice sent out regarding the 2024 changes so we can explain to our board and nonprofits?
We have not yet prepared a public notice, but we can discuss that internally and decide on what the best approach is to announcing the delay from what was originally planned. Thanks for the request.
Thank you, Felicity. Let's see, the next question is from Kiko. This question is about eligible activities under the 2024 NOFA. During the listening session, I heard that public services were eligible under the competitive solicitation. So where can I learn more about what is covered under this umbrella? We are interested in partnering with our local homeless services provider to cover operating costs, staff time, and supplies. Would that be eligible? Tanner?
Hi, Kiko. So I recommend reaching out to your ACD rep to discuss the potential projects you may have. You can find us or find our contact info in the website under the Contact Us tab, which I will link our website in the chat. And unfortunately, I can't link directly to the Contact Us page, but you can access the Contact Us tab there and reach out to the rep. Thank you.
Thank you, Tanner. Let's see, our next question is from Lori. Do you plan on making additional changes to the program's project requirements, or will you be able to provide this information to allow agencies to prepare for their potential projects and programs?
Thank you for the question, Lori. What you will see the details of that in the approach survey that's coming out. It's going to detail what the approach is going to be. I can say that we don't anticipate changing any of the requirements or limits any different than what we put forward in the listening session. It's just the timing is different.
Great. Thank you, Felicity. let's see. Next question is from Kelly. Can you explain who will be eligible to apply for the funds available in 2024?
So
Or
the
in
detail,
sorry, in January.
the details on who would be eligible and what kinds of activities would be eligible will be in the survey that is coming out. And we'll make sure that that survey goes out to all office hours attendees and then there will be an opportunity to provide your feedback.
Great. Thank you, Felicity. Let's see. Our next question is from Tesfaye. So I'm from a local community center and would like to know if there is any funds available for our program, which is providing community services, temporary shelter, senior activities to the disadvantaged groups. And Tanner?
Hi, Tesfaye. Excuse me. Typically, nonprofits and community organizations work with the cities or jurisdictions that they are residing in to apply for funding. Again, you can get more information by contacting the rep for the specific area that you're residing in or that your community center operates in. And that should be that is linked in chat.
Thank you, Tanner. Let's see. Our next question is from Joseph. So for CDBG CV2, rehabilitation for our shelter, clients were displaced and moved to a local hotel. Can contract funds be used for relocation costs, including hotel costs for the above and beyond staff time for the time they were at the hotel?
Hi, Mike and Joseph. This is going to depend on what was in your original contract budget. If those types of those are eligible expenditures under CDBG CV, if they were not originally budgeted for your award, then you will need to work with your grant administrator to see if you can change that. And depending on what the nature of the changes will be, it may be a contract amendment or it may be a contract revision. An amendment requires an actual contractual change, and a revision is just is a programmatic change that changes your scope of work. So please do work with your CDBG CV grant administrator. If you don't know who that is, please put another question in the chat and we'll work to make sure that we get that information to you for your project. Putting your award, the way we have the grant administrators distributed is not exactly geographic. So if you could put the contract number into the Q&A, that would be great. Or you can send a general email to the CDBG CV email address. I will search around and find that and put it in the chat. And we actually got Lexi is on, and she's San Benito's grant administrator. So she's put her email address in the chat. Thank you, Lexi. So please reach out to Lexi. She will make sure to get you the support you need.
Thank you, Felicity. Let's see, our next question is from Amy. How long will eCivis be available for PI-only applications?
Thank you, Amy, for the question. So the PI-only application is currently open underneath the 22 solicitation. When we drop the application for the remaining funds for the 23, we will create a new up-to-date version of the PI-only application. So we will also notify you when that PI-only application is available for the 2023. But if you're ready to go to submit a PI-only application, you can do that in the current application that we have open for PI-only.
Thank you, Mimi. Let's see, our next question is from Angel. So what is the maximum funding a city can apply for a business assistance loan program in January and in the summer or fall? Can a city apply for both allocations for business assistance loan programs?
Sorry. catching up. Okay, so this the details on our approach are going to be in the survey. I'm sorry to be vague. We put all the details there, and it's still in the process of finalizing the survey. And I want to direct folks to complete that and provide your feedback there. So please do just take a look at the survey that's coming out later this week, and that will give you that will answer your question. I know I know it's annoying to have someone be obtuse, but or to be obfuscating. I don't mean to be. I'm just wanting to make sure that we all have that information is finalized before I share it.
Okay. Thank you, Felicity. Let's see. The next question is from Lori. Can you review the two NOFAs again? That was confusing.
Okay, sorry, Lori. I'm hoping your question was from a little earlier before I went back to the slide, but I will go over it again. And again, the full details on our planned approach are going to be in the survey that's coming out in the next couple days, maybe later this afternoon, maybe tomorrow morning. So we plan to get a NOFA out, or potentially amend our existing NOFA, our existing 2023 NOFA, at the originally anticipated time, the end of January, for $19 million, which is the remaining balance of 2023 funds. We anticipate getting that out at the end of January. And then our 2024 NOFA, which will be for $30 million. We anticipate that it'll be for $30 million. We don't know that money hasn't been allocated yet by HUD. We anticipate that $30 million NOFA for 2024 funds from HUD will come out later in the year, and we anticipate that being sometime in the summer or fall. There is an HCD directive to put all efforts, all hands on deck in terms of getting the CHAP system live. So we are hoping for earlier, but we just want to be realistic in what we're communicating out to all of you. So we're stating between summer and fall. I hope that gives you the clarity that you were seeking, and there will be more clarity when you see the survey.
Thank you, Felicity. So a comment from Paul. Think about how much time, resource, and energy has been spent on eCivis just to throw it all out. Sorry, no, this is anyone's fault on the call at HCD.
Paul, thank you for your comment, and just to kind of to respond and say, just this new system will certainly build on all the lessons learned, all the functionality that we had in the eCivis system, and that learning and adapting to an online cloud-based system where we have electronic submissions and documentation of our processes, and we have electronic workflows. None of that will be lost, and it will all be augmented in the new system. So completely understand your frustration, and it is not all for naught. It is not all lost. All of and we've developed also numerous procedures that should be easily adapted into the new system. So I understand your frustration, and that's the perspective we're having with this new system within the program team.
Just to piggyback on that, this is across HCD, so not just for the federal branch. It's to consolidate, simplify, and to allow more flexibility that we didn't have before. So, so just to kind of piggyback on Felicity's statement.
Thanks, Mamie.
Thanks, Mamie. Let's see. Next question is for Bridget. Do you know what activities will be available to apply for on the smaller version of the 2024 NOFA?
Again, Bridget, keep an eye out for the survey.
Thank you, Felicity. Let's see. Next question is from William. So the remaining 19 million of 2023 funds, these are the remaining OTC waitlist only applications, correct?
So it is, William, it is a little confusing because the NOFA that's currently out is for $19 million. We're saying that the balance of funding to be made available in January will also be $19 million. So it's a second $19 million for a total of $38 million. So the current NOFA that's out on the street right now with a due date of the end of December is for $19 million made available for only the remaining 2019 OTC waitlist applicants. That's the first $19 million. What we're stating will be available in January will be the balance of the funds. And the reason it's $38 million is that we had some unencumbered and disencumbered older funds in the amount of $8 million that went into the, that are in that OTC waitlisted NOFA currently out, which is why it's more than which is why it's a total of 38 across both. I think that I just made that more confusing. But it's the first, just to put it simply, the first $19 million in 2023 funds, plus some older disencumbered and unencumbered funds, are currently out and available. The balance is another $19 million that will be made available in January.
Thank you, Felicity. Let's see, our next question is from Luis. Will the survey be distributed to everyone on the office hours invite list?
Yes.
And then I believe so that Kelly also had a similar question about who will receive the survey, and yes, hopefully everyone on the office hours list. And then I think if you receive the newsletter, you should be getting this. You'll be getting this survey. If you don't receive the newsletter, if you're registered for office hours and you don't receive the newsletter, then please send me an email and I'll make sure you get the survey. I'll put my email in the chat.
We'll make sure we broadly distribute the survey.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Our next question is from Lacey. Can you provide any info regarding how you propose to deal with the January NOFA, especially what you might be thinking regarding competitive OTC funding limits, etc., so that we know what we should even be working on in the coming weeks? I need to prepare to go back to our governing body, but at this point, I feel like I have no idea what to put in my staff report and what we will even be able to apply for in January if the NOFA will be reworked at this point. Seems like maybe another listening session would be good in addition to a survey, though it might be too rushed to throw together with the January release.
Hi, Lacey. Thank you for your comments. I hear the frustration in your comments. We acknowledge that. The proposed approach will be in the survey, and the survey has both the listing of the proposed approach and an opportunity to provide your feedback. And we will be taking all that into consideration as we move forward. So please stay tuned. It's coming your way soon.
Let's see. Our next question is from Bridget. Sorry I'm late to join and missed a few minutes of this meeting, but when you say that you are committed to getting the remaining balance of the $2023 out in January, is that a new NOFA, or are you saying that you are committed to getting the 2023 NOFA fulfilled through eCivis?
The answer to the question is that the balance of the $2023, which is $19 million, will be made available via the eCivis system.
And it will be available for new applicants. So we're not gearing towards the folks on the wait list, because that's what the current NOFA that's currently out is for. So what we're dropping in January is going to be for new applicants.
Thank you, Mimi. Let's see, your next question is from Rob. Would you please explain why the new system's rollout cannot wait until the 2025 NOFA? Jurisdictions have already expended time and funds preparing for the 2024 NOFA.
Great question, Rob. The reason that we can't and don't want to wait is that we've been identified as a high-performing program, and we have been asked to participate in the rollout of the new system. And doing so ensures that all of the functions of our very diverse CDBG program, which is pretty different than many of HCD's other programs, which are solely housing focused. We make sure that the new system, which is going to be our new system for the foreseeable future, it has all the functionalities that we want it to have. And if we were to wait, then we wouldn't have that opportunity to shape the development of the new system. We understand that that you've already expended time and funds preparing for the 2024 NOFA, and we're hopeful that won't go to waste. It's not that we won't be releasing a 2024 NOFA, it's just going to be somewhat delayed, and our apologies for that.
Thank you, Felicity. So our last question in the queue is from Luis. We are in the midst of an environmental review for a 2024 application. Will we have to do this all over again if we have to wait till the 2024 funded NOFA is issued this summer or fall?
Mamie, you have more environmental expertise than I do, but my anticipation would be that no, you won't, that there's not a significant change in what would be in an environmental review within a handful of months. Anne or Mamie, do you have more to say? Mamie, starting with you, and then if Anne has anything to chime in on, that would be helpful too.
I would think that you will just be ahead of the game if you are working on your environmental now. When you are coming in for the 2024, you're a little bit more prepared. So that's my thought process on it. And that will, pretty much give you upper hand. I don't know if Tanner or Ann feels any different than what I just stated.
No, I agree with both of you. I think as long as we're talking about, a few months, 4 to 6 months, around there, that's fine. I think generally if it goes years, we'd be looking for an update to make sure that any interested party consultations are accurate. But if it's just a matter of months, it's not a problem.
And I will also say that we will be releasing a NOFA in January, so stay tuned for what the content of that NOFA is in our approach. It's not that we are not releasing a NOFA; it's just not for the fully anticipated amount, and it will have some limitations. So please stay tuned for what that's going to look like.
Thank you, Felicity. Let's see. Our next question is from William. So there will still be a January 2024 NOFA for 19 million, and there will be a survey coming out to determine the details. Is this right?
That's nearly right. Yes, there will be a January 2024 NOFA for $19 million. There will be a survey coming out that's going to have a proposed approach from our team, and it will request feedback from all of you on that proposed approach.
Okay. Thank you, Felicity. Let's see, a question came in from Luis. So in the past, we've been required to redo an environmental review that was over 6 months old. So if the second 2020 NOFA is issued in the fall, are you saying that our environmental review will still be acceptable?
I'd say it depends on what type of review you're referring to. If it's an environmental assessment, you may want to speak with our environmental team to hammer out a timeline. If it's a lesser environmental form, I don't think 6 months will invalidate that form.
And I would just add that it may be the kind of thing that you want to prepare all the supporting documentation, but just not route for final approval until you know the timeframe or parameters of the program you're seeking funds for.
And just to clarify, our environmental team, the DFFA's environmental team, prefers that environmental assessments be completed and then submitted for review at application prior to a public notice going out.
And it looks like Paul offered some advice for Louise. NEPA should have a shelf life of 5 years. Just don't cite the funding source yet. Thank you, Paul. And so that looks like all the questions that we have in the queue for now. So, let's see. Question from Rob. Thank you, but I find this postponement unacceptable. And recommend everyone reach out to your legislative reps as the decision places other funding sources for projects in jeopardy.
Thank you, Rob, for your feedback. Most definitely, when we have our internal conversations, we will bring that up to upper management's attention. So look out for that survey. It will have, like Felicity has stated, it will have the opportunity to make any comments or suggestions or provide your feedback as well.
Let's see, next question is from Jeff. Let's see, this delay in the NOFA process you're discussing this morning will postpone access to future grant funds. This will interrupt grant-funded programs. Would HCD consider grant amendments to extend grant termination dates in cases where an extension would provide continuity?
Thank you for the question and the comment, Jeff. We'll take that as part of the feedback we are receiving. And if you could also put any additional feedback that you have in the survey that's coming out, then we'll make sure that that's all part of, excuse me, part of what we consider in our approach.
Thank you, Felicity. That looks like all the questions that we have in the queue. Just give everyone another minute or two. Let's see, a question came in from Anonymous. I want to make double sure that the smaller amount coming in January is for new applicants.
It's for new projects, not waitlisted projects. Yes. Or sorry, I should say new activities. It's for new activities. I'll just say thanks everyone for your comments and your questions, and we understand this is jarring to hear all of the sudden. We got the information out to you as soon as we had it available, and we are looking forward to receiving your feedback on the on what we send out in a couple days, if not today.
Looks like we got a question coming in from Jeff. How are you all dealing with the waitlisted applications?
Hi, Jeff. So the NOFA that's currently out, the 2023 NOFA that was released in September and closes at the end of December, is anticipated to fully fund down the entire 2019-2020 waitlist. So there will be no more waitlist at the end of December after all of those applications are submitted.
So the applicants that's currently on the wait list should be in the process of submitting their application to us. The deadline again is the 29th. And if for any reason that anyone on the wait list does not meet that deadline, they would have to come in as a new applicant in the next round.
Thank you, Mimi. All right, it looks like that might be all the questions that we have for today. So we'll go ahead and wrap up. Just a reminder again that the office hours on the 27th will be canceled. And to make sure you register for the 2024, our next office hours will be on January 10th. So hope to all see you back and hope you all have a great holiday. Sorry for the bad news, but yeah, we'll get the survey out to you as soon as possible. And I hope you all have a great rest of your day, great rest of your week, and we'll see you back
Happy
on
holidays.
January. Yes, happy holidays, everyone. Thanks all.